a broken heart that may last for a very long time. But but there are very few grants that go to businesses. The ones that I have, and I've had, my first one was in 2002, a 3-year grant that was $1.3 million a year, came from the Health and Human Services. And they're the only ones that I know of, or that I have written for my company, that gives to businesses. I've written grants for the Department of Education, for a couple of school districts, but let me move on. But so you cannot be an individual. You must be a nonprofit. That nonprofit can step ahead and become tax exempt. You can be a business, but those grants are very few. Each day, if you go to the Department of, if you go to grants.gov, that's where most of the federal grants are listed. Every day, grants come out. They're not always grants that you would want to be interested in for your mission, whatever that is. But as I mentioned, there's the National Endowment of the Arts, there's the Department of Education, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Justice. All of them have grants. Very few, and I tell people I do. I tell people that I do seasonal work, because most of the human services grants that I write come in between February and July, and they're funded starting in September. So actually I'm waiting on a grant now to serve veterans. It is a grant that will, again, it's different from the one that I have for teenagers, but it's called Healthy Marriage. So it's dealing with relationships that veterans may experience. But let me move on. Let's say that you found a grant from grants.gov or from a foundation. And let me just talk about that for a second. The difference between a foundation grant and a federal grant. A foundation grant is if you have your mission. It might be to provide tutoring for low-income kids. That's an idea that you have, then you must go to a foundation for that. And you look for a foundation that has that as a mission, or education as a mission, or something like that. Foundations may be in North Carolina, Golden Leaf, Community Foundation, Triangle Community Foundation, Broyhill Family Foundation, and I just found one today that actually fits veterans. It's called Veteran Housing Rehabilitation and Modification Pilot Program. That grant is due August the 18th. And I just want to say one thing about it. I'm going to read 2 sentences from it, if you don't mind. It says, the purpose of the Veteran Housing Rehabilitation and Modification Pilot Program is to explore the potential benefits of awarding grants to nonprofits to rehabilitate and modify the primary residence of veterans who are low income and have disabilities. Sentence 1. Sentence 2. Several America's veterans who are low income and have disabilities are in need of adaptive housing to help them regain or maintain their independence, are unable to fund significant home repair, or are burdened by utility cost. So those are some of the grants that are out there, and I see that State Employees Credit Union has funded $3 million for grants for nonprofits affected by COVID-19. So again, so grants are out there, but let me just say again that if you have an idea yourself for your mission, you apply to a foundation, but you have to find a foundation that has the services or the like mind or the mission that you have. Federal is different. Federal, they have the money and they have the idea. They have a pot of money set aside, and they say you apply to them for the idea that they have. For example, that sexual risk of oh, I'm getting a message that you cannot see or hear me. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
We can
man.
see you. We can see you, but I mean, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue anyway because I am not technology savvy, and I'd rather you hear me than see me anyway. My words are more important than how I look. So if you don't mind, may I continue?
Go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. So let me just continue and say, for grant writing, if you are looking for a grant writer, there are some important things to look for in that. For one, you want to find someone who has experience. If you're going to put your money into hiring someone, well, let me back up and just say it's important to understand when you hire a grant writer that you're not hiring someone to get a grant for you. And I'm playing with words here, and I know I'm dealing with semantics, but you are not hiring someone to write a grant for you. You are writing someone to write a document for you. And that document goes to the funder, the feds, the state, the foundation. So you want someone with experience in writing grants, someone who has knowledge of grants, someone who has had grants funded before. A lot of people I meet ask me what I do. I say I write federal grants, and they say, oh, I'm a grant writer too. And I say, well, what grants have you written? Well, I haven't written any yet, but I'm going to. And that's fine because everybody has to grow. But I'm saying to you, find out those kinds of things first. And what level is different from getting someone to write a grant to fund some supplies for your Sunday school as opposed to writing a grant to tutor low-income kids. A lot more money is needed with that. How do you know when grants are available? As I mentioned, grants.gov puts out a federal statement saying when theirs are available. So do foundations and the state, so you have to check with them. They put out something called, and these are the same documents, but they're referred to differently. Requests for proposals is called an RFP. NOFA is called Notice of Federal Funding Availability, and Requests for Applications. That means that they have the money available, and they're calling and they're making a public announcement that these dollars are ready and ready to be applied for. And so your grant writer and you will submit a proposal to that funder, and they will make a selection based upon how many they have and how well your proposal was written. Selecting a grant, make sure that it does go with your mission, that you are eligible for it. As I said, you must be a nonprofit, more than likely. When is it due? Is it due next week? As normally, federal grants give you 30 to 60 days to prepare a proposal, with the average being about 45. And how much it is. Do you want to spend a lot of time on $1,000, or do you want to spend a lot of time on a grant for $200,000 a year? Let me look at my other points that I wanted to share. Grants are competitive. You're applying, for example, the grant that I just shared with you, there are going to be 19 funded across the nation, and I'm sure they're going to get 150 or more applications. How do they make the selection? They get readers, peers, peers of ours to go to Washington, or they send them to the applications to you at home, and peers read them, they rank them, rate them and rank them, and then they make a funding announcement of who got funded. It's important, before I close, to say when you submit an application, you want to make sure that you have followed everything in that request for proposal in the exact way that they ask for it. For example, if they say, and they are very specific, they tell you everything you need to know in that request for proposal, and many people have gotten not funded because they did not follow directions. If it says we want a 12-point font, then that's what your application should be in. And they will tell you that. If they ask for Times New Roman, that's what it should be. A heartbreak is not having your proposal rejected. The heartbreak is having your proposal unread. And I have missed the deadline. The deadline is 11:59:59, and that's not 12 o'clock. And I have submitted my proposal. There was a what do you call it, a freeze or a pause. I'm waiting, and the gate came down, and my application, weeks of work, was not funded. So from experience, I say that they don't even have to look at your application if you don't follow directions. If you say federal grants can be 100 pages. If you submit 100 pages and one line on the 101st page, you are not read, your application is disqualified because you didn't follow directions. And they have to narrow it down in some way. If they're only funding 9, they got 150 applications. That's one way of eliminating those. I wish you much success in your grant writing endeavors. And these are just, again, some of the ideas that I have about grant writing. And I can talk all day about it, but I just wanted to share those important facts with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Cynthia, for your presentation. Hopefully everyone did get to hear it. A lot of it we couldn't, but thank you definitely for your presentation and for your information that you gave to everyone. So does anyone have any questions before we go on to our next presenter? Does anyone in Zoom have any questions before we go to our next presenter? If not, then we have our next presenter that is fully up, ready to go. And we're going to introduce to you Pretty Ponytails. And this is a nonprofit organization that assists teenage and also girls between the ages of, I think, like 5 and 13 or so. So definitely stay tuned for Pretty Ponytails and how you can assist their nonprofit. Thank you, Nisha.
Hello, everyone. It is such a joy and honor and privilege to be here. I am so excited to be able to come share with you my nonprofit. Thank you for this invitation. Support Her Roots. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this this event. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tell you a little bit about, she did a little intro, but I'll tell you a little bit about all about our business and what we do. So again, my name is Nisha Thomas. I am the CEO and founder of Pretty Ponytails. Pretty Ponytails offer hair care kits to at-risk and underserved girls to help boost self-esteem and confidence. We provide hair care kits to ensure that young girls will feel good about their appearance, like I said, their self-esteem, and then their confidence. We believe that when girls feel good about themselves, they will perform better in schools, social settings, they will excel, and they will exceed in socially and in the future when they feel more confident about who they are and whose they are. With that being said, I would like to share with you guys what's in these amazing hair care kits that we serve to the community. Okay, so I have put together just like a sample kit of what we give out to the community and the organization. So let me grab that right quick. So here is a sample kit, and so they come in these bags. This bag actually was sponsored. So like I said, we take a lot of donations from the community. As you can see, this bag was actually sponsored by Miera Organics. She's an actual hair care line, and she has her own hair care line, and she actually donated these cute little bags to Pretty Ponytails. And so we have already been blessed and fortunate to partner with foster care agencies here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And so what's inside of these kits you will find is all your essentials to be able to keep your hair up, maintain healthy growth, and have your hair just be more vibrant. So inside of these kits, I'll just pull out some of the things, but inside of these kits, you have your essentials. You have a shampoo and a conditioner. And again, these are all purchased, donated from different organizations. As well as you will have an oil, which is also essential. And so you will have an oil like this, and this oil is actually from DuGrow. They actually donated a ton of different oils to our business, which is, I'm so grateful for that. So you have oil in there, as well as we provide, make sure the girls have their hair is very moisturized. That's the key to natural hair is moisture. And so again, Miera Organics, appreciate them so much. They provided with us a ton of different moisturizers. So we provide the moisturizers in there. So this is another moisturizing kit. It's a daily moisturizing styling cream, as well as a hair butter. Again, those are all two things to help make your hair more moisture and more vibrant. So that's another essential thing that are inside of the kit, as well as, what do you need? A comb and a brush, right? So we have your handy dandy good wide tooth comb to just help detangle your hair, to comb out your hair. So we have this comb, and this is made by First Line Sleek, and as well as your everyday use brush, just to comb your hair for those nice pull back, slick back ponytails, or just to detangle. So I have different type of brushes. This brush is a good brush to like detangle or whatnot. So I have that as well. And also we have a headband. And so this is another thing that will be found in our hair care kits. And each hair care kit is different. I don't have the same different hair bands. It just depends on what's out there in the market and whatever I purchase. So there's always different hair bands, different little cute accessories. So I'm working with other organizations that's going to be actually partnering with me to with different hair bows, headbands, and things of that nature. Also, we have scrunchies. We all need scrunchies. And so these are just regular, your standard scrunchies. This is actually made by the brand Scrunchie. And so, yeah, so we have scrunchies in there. This is your essential if you want to do a quick little ponytail. These are always good to have on handy because I know at my house I always run out. Okay, and then moving forward, we have our bobby pins. For some reason, my bobby pins, I don't know what happened, but they were supposed to be in here, sorry. But next we have bobby pins, which is bobby pins. We always need bobby pins. And I know I put bobby pins on my hair this morning when I did my hair. Bobby pins, for some reason, they seem to have legs and they run. I don't know. Girls, you guys know, bobby pins are always essential, right? Because they always just get legs and run away for some weird reason. I don't know. But anywho, bobby pins are an essential. So we also provide those to our young girls. And last but not least, we have this beautiful magazine, and it's called For Girls Like You. And this is a magazine that was sponsored, like I said, the name of the organization is called For Girls Like You. And this magazine is awesome. It helps motivate your girl. There's a lot of fun little activities in here. There's different themes. Like this one is actually talking about sports and running your race. There's a lot of different girls that are featured in here. So this is a good way to just kind of motivate them because there's encouraging words in here. There's just different ways to help keep your girls engaged and just let them know that they're special and that they're God's girl and that they're created for a purpose. And so that's what we're all here about, letting them know that they are created for a purpose. So yeah, so this is, we have partnered with For Girls Like You, and they donated these magazines, and so that we'll continue to partner with them, and these will be inside of the hair care kits as well. So that's pretty much what's in these amazing hair care kits for our young girls. So now that you know what's in these amazing hair care kits, I would also like to let you know that we are always taking donations. Always, always, always. We're always looking for more sponsors so that we can better serve the community as well as the Charlotte community and the surrounding cities. And eventually we would like to go worldwide and globally. That is a heart of mine, a passion of mine to make this organization be global, not just locally. So we are always needing your help to branch out, to be able to service the community and get the word out there and let these girls know that they are enough and that they have a purpose. And all of your donations, when you donate, all of the donations will help girls that are in foster care agencies, orphanages, group homes, child and welfare services. So all your donations will be geared to those girls and girls that are just need essentials to help keep up their hair. And an additional, when you partner with us, we have an incentive. When you partner with us, you will receive a spotlight video. So if you could check me out on my social media platform. When I get donations, I do spotlight videos. We call it donation spotlight. So when you partner with us, you will get a donation spotlight video on our Instagram page, as well as your name will be displayed on our website for just showing our appreciation for giving back to us and supporting the cause and what we're doing. And that is pretty much it. I have another project that I'm working on as well. It is tied to Pretty Ponytails, and it is called Girl Changers. So when you get a chance, go ahead and check that page out. It is Girl Changers on Instagram. You can check that out. That page is all about helping girls discover their passion and to pursue their purpose. And so I feel like when you just know what your why is, you feel so much just more unstoppable. You feel more just driven to do what you are called to do. So we're working on a Girl Changers project. What that would look like is connecting girls that come in from Pretty Ponytails from the foster care agency, connecting them to their purpose and partner with different community organizations to help them connect them with their purpose, whether it's dancing, whether it's gymnastics, whether it's sports. I really want to partner with agencies to offer like classes to help these girls chase after their dreams. And so that's another thing we're working on that's up and coming, and that is called the Girl Changers Project. More information will come with that. But that is pretty much it about Pretty Ponytails. We're all about just inspiring girls to go after their passion and just pursue their dreams. And I'm all about self-esteem and confidence. Just a little bit about me. I grew up as a child, didn't really felt like I was pretty enough or felt like I was good enough. I struggled with my self-esteem. I struggled with my confidence and just didn't think I was good enough. And so as the years grew by, I have really developed this passion to inspire girls, to let them know that you are beautiful. Be okay in your own skin. You will have what it takes to fulfill God's destiny and call and purpose on your life. And so I want to give back to other girls and let them know that there are hope. And now I want to say, since I even started and jumped out and started this business, I have noticed that my confidence and self-esteem has grown tremendously. So to whoever's watching, whatever your passion may be, whatever your why is, just go out and step out and do it. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let anyone stop you, not even yourself. Even if you may be afraid or scared, like they say, do it afraid. Do it when you don't even know how it's going to turn out. Just get out there and try, because don't let anything sit dormant. Just go out there and try, and the resources will come, because I know it's doing for me. God has blessed my business, and I'm so grateful and humble for what He's doing. This is a tremendous blessing, and I want to do whatever I can. I'm emotional. I want to do whatever I can to inspire these young girls. But that is all I have for today. So I want to thank you for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you, and I look forward to collaborating with whoever would like to collaborate. And like my slogan for my business is pretty hair, pretty you, and pretty future. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Nisha. We so much appreciate that. And of course, we've been talking in the background, even before today, about how we can connect, of course, between Support Her Boots and the veteran families, and also Pretty Ponytail. So we definitely look forward to the collaboration. We look forward to everything that's going on. We do have a question for you. We have a question in the chat, and Miss Jacqueline, which is an Army veteran as well too. She said, "Thank you for the presentation and your encouragement." She said, "Are the bags to the girls ongoing, or is it just a one-time delivery?"
The bags are ongoing. So you just contact me. So for example, like I have 2 partnerships here within the Charlotte agent organization. So they contact me. And so for example, I had a pickup yesterday. So an organization picked up 15 bags for their organization. And so once they run out, they will contact me and then I'll give them more bags. So that's pretty much how the system is going. So yeah.
Excellent. We'll definitely keep preparing those bags. So again, once me and you really connect, we got a lot of families that we're in contact with, a lot of veteran families. So yeah, the deliveries are definitely going to start to pick up. I can definitely probably assure you of that. They're going to start to pick up once we really connect, especially after this event. But again, thank you so much, Nisha, for your organization. I see you all the time on Instagram. Love the flyer that you threw up today for Instagram all this morning in preparation for this event. So thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. And you guys, like I said, you guys can follow, check out, I don't know if she put that, if you saw that on the slide or not, but you can go ahead and check Pretty Ponytails at Pretty Ponytails at my Instagram page. I'm pretty active on there, as well as Facebook. I'm more active on Instagram. I'm trying to do better with Facebook, but you can check me out on Instagram, and I'm pretty active on there. You can see what we're doing, and as well as you can see the link in my bio. Like I said, the project that I'm working on is Girl Changers, and you can go ahead and check out that page and see all the different phenomenal girls that we have featured on that page.
Thank you, Nisha. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, everyone, stay tuned, and we're going to keep going, moving right along. We have a special spoken word artist. He's very active in the community. He actually helped me to assist to get our spoken word artist that we have for Saturday during the concert. If for some reason you missed that, go back to our Facebook pages and check it out. For Sunday, that was a jazz inspirational concert. It was a spoken word. It was a flute. It was trombone. So it was really nice. So for some reason you did not get a chance to check that out, However, he is here with us today, and he goes by the name of Josh Smalls. And his words are magic. So definitely stay tuned for this poem. I cannot wait to hear it. So take it away for us, Josh Smalls.
Good afternoon, good morning. How's everyone doing? I'm happy to finally make it here. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. So I want to share a few pieces with you all today, and I hope that you will enjoy them as much as I've enjoyed writing them. Okay, hold on, my computer's acting a little silly right now. Hold on 1 second, I'm so sorry. I'm going to read from my book first, my first book. What has happened to the broken pieces? The artwork of our existence. Those daily pinstripes left by the everyday rituals that we call life. What happens to the boldness of catastrophe? When the very thing that we've never used spiraled itself correctly, yet its downpour is unavoidable. What happens when faith loses the only eye that completes the word? And when that eye comes up missing because I forgot to breathe? When this world has broken both and swallowed, becomes consumed by our complexion? When consumption takes precedence over everything? When the afterlife is so far from afterlife, life itself no longer appears to have substance? What happens when your dreams force miracles to taboo themselves? When light and darkness lose themselves like amnesia, when your goals become cuss words? When a little boy in you fears the image of the man you've grown into, what happens to your reflection? Is there an eviction notice ready or a pink slip waiting in your suitcase? Is sobriety in the forecast of your tomorrows. With bended knees, replace the tears you shed in borrowed spaces. Will you find friendship in a poem? Find love within a letter? Will a song close the gaps of your unanswered questions, or will you simply fade to black, leaving empty scarring across the memories that we love? Those that we love to hold on to and forget? Or do we somehow regret to remind ourselves of those broken pieces? So that's one poem. Here's another favorite that I like to use. So, have you ever met someone perfect? Someone whose smile says your name and it speaks your language. Someone who finds life in your magic. That one person who loves your footsteps and they match the ideas until it feels like they've handcrafted all of your dreams. If your answer is yes, I beg you to stay. I beg you to be brave enough to let them know you shine only because they sing your song. Tell them you worship harder solely because you don't want freedom to crumble the lining within this fantasy. Have you ever kissed magic? Have you ever placed your hands on classified footnotes where your name gives birth to rainbows? Have you ever met love? Have you ever met love? Ever let its replica escort you to padlocks and security? If so, again, I beg you to stay. Have the audacity to be bold and heroic. Just be unafraid. This way, the next time someone asks you, have you ever kissed magic? You can bow and gracefully say, yes, I have. I'm trying to read through a few without taking all of the time up from everybody else. So I'm gonna read one more, and then I'm gonna do a new one from my screen. This one is entitled Sister. It's all from my first book. Dear sister, I can hear you breathing. And the coming of tomorrow's moons rely only on your smile. You see, we all know the trouble you've gone through. That very bubble by which they've judged you across this globe. We know how you've been hurt. We understand that your healing depends on the mixing of yesterday's overcast. I can feel the rain. And it is reminding us of the chastisement they've given you through forbidden emotions, because they say you are not supposed to feel. They say you are not supposed to feel. You are supposed to just move. And we forget to replace those words. Like chick, instead of calling you a warrior. Instead of calling you a girl, we should always call you queen. Instead of the B word, you should be called origin. No longer called shorty, you should be called goddess. It is no wonder we call you Ma. Your daily birthing is as miraculous as your skin tone. And the fact that it matches our Creator's likeness and tickles his taste buds in the same instance is divine, my sister, as you are divine. Even in your question, and we love the raspy sounds that matches the rhythm's tone, those high-pitched chuckles that makes our sun shine. You see, you complete us. You're like a calf muscle enhanced by a stiletto. You are the reason for the sundress. You are the real Thanksgiving and the answer to our sweet tooth. You, sister, are the energy surrounding our alignment. It is you whom they thought of when they created memory foam. For you are the idea behind comfortable bedding and perfect drapings, spreadsheets that call out unto the gods. You see, God knew better. And he understood that you are medicine. He knew that you could not control your sedative. You, sister, are narcotizing. the stimulant of our golden touch. You are the prescription, the remedy, the tonic. You are the opiate. My sister, you are magnificent, and you are worthy of your crowning. So we willingly bow our heads, willingly kissing the footprints you decorate across Mother Earth. Because with you, we are safe. And with you, my sister, we are whole. I'm going to do one more piece that I'm actually dedicating this piece to my sons. And I hope you all enjoy it. This is a new piece, a fairly new piece. It's entitled A Metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is applied to an object or an action, but it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. So when I say she loved me like rainwater and planted seeds in the spring, that means she loved me enough to follow me through the darkness. And the only promise was becoming a new thing, she and I becoming a new thing. When I say at 15, she made me feel like my name was embedded in a gold strip that hovered over an address that I could not call my own. That means there was a throne over her room. It had my name written in cursive. It means I was good enough to entertain, but not worthy of a saving grace. It means that she could handle me as a man, but could not handle me being her man. You see, a metaphor oftentimes nicely decorates what we're trying to say. So when I say to my son that I love you, it means, my son, you are no longer a child. So I can't hold you the way I would love to. It means handcuffing me to the promises that your mother made is wrong because she decided to not follow through. I've never left you. She just never brought you back to me. When I say I think of you every night, my son, what I'm saying is insomnia has your name tattooed on its arm. It means that the only bling I wear is a crown of depression. And it means that every time you run from me, son, you take some of the bravest parts away from me. It means that I know you are in pain. And I know you really don't hate me. It's just that you hate what you and I have been cheated out of. Trust me, I have not had this pretty life that you think. I've struggled just as you have with your absence. You see, I've lost the first connection that a father has with his firstborn. It means that you can try to scratch me from your memory, son, but you can never scratch me from your mirror. You see, our DNA will never appear the same, so don't say I left you. Never say I abandoned you, and always ask me first. Do not ask me to pretend I don't know you. For there is no journey too far for me to rescue you. It means that if you call to me, son, I will come running. If you reach out your hand, I will give you my right arm. I will chew off my left leg to give you the balance you need to make it through this day, my son. You see, a metaphor doesn't always say what we need to say. So when I say, my son, I love you, sometimes it's the perfect thing to say. And sometimes it just means, my son, I love you. And that's that piece. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful celebration. Can you all still hear me?
Yes, we can. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. We can hear you.
You say keep going?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm just checking. I got lost for a second. I have a few pieces that I had set to do today, and the Spirit moves you in ways, and you do what the Spirit calls for. Sometimes it's not necessarily what you have called for. So I want to do a poem that my uncle had inspired, and my uncle taught us a lot about our history and our walk here. I'm a descendant of Robert Small of South Carolina. You can Google him. He's a very, very, he's the first Black senator out there. My uncle had given me this inspiration. So I'm going to read this poem. When the air tastes like Nat Turner's preaching, then we are ready. When holidays forced victims to Jim Crow, we remember. We remember being force-fed through funnels because death tastes sweeter than chocolate candy then. When mercy meant beat up backs and ripped up sides after public hangings, where we cried for a God who never heard us calling. And they lied us as we nagged our way into the luxury of barn houses and potato sacks. We helplessly watched them stretch our family members like the saviors they made us pray to. We've been bathed in the stolen language, only heard by those who cannot save us, lest they bring a demise to their own free living. We sang, yes, sir, boss, even before we thanked our God. Even before we said grace over the table scraps they left to us, many gave up the ghost hanging from the trees. The Lord be our light and our salvation. They taught us, but not without complexion. Walking papers had new meanings back then. Worshiping felt like ruptured pavements and graveyards. We had to die before seeing a great day. Many swallowed the tales that fell upon deaf ears, some spoken from righteous men, some spoken from unjust souls. It's like singing a cappella with no voice, humming through an auto-tune for clarity, but when it feels like leg irons and punishment collars, we are ready. When it feels like bonded hands and overseers, we again will be ready. When freedom and escaping plays against color codes, we must be ready. When the chords of revelation rings like a Malcolm X speech. When Farrakhan draws 1 million men plus to a White House lawn. When King pushes through a spring Selma movement, we remember. When no justice, no peace pumps through the voices of the young. When we match them scurries across university landscapes, belting out a chant, holding their community with their fists raised and pumping voices screaming, we are not who you thought we were. Bodies saying, give us freedom or give us death. Spirits whispering, we're ready. Heartbeats saying, we're coming. We're one body, one movement, one system, one journey, one question, one answer, one notion, and one reason to gather, simply because we are ready. I think my time is up. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Definitely appreciate it. I don't know if you see it or not, but there's comments in the chat like saying, great job, keep going. We have to, of course, move on to our next person, but definitely thank you so much. And you just dropped some information that I didn't know. My dad's side of the family is from Beaufort, South Carolina. So
really?
Robert Smalls, I know all about Robert Smalls High School and everything else. So yeah, as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, Robert Smalls. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, my grandmother and everybody lived off of West Street and stuff like that. But thank you definitely so much for being a part of this event. Definitely appreciate it. Stay tuned if you can for our next presenter that is coming up. Okay. Her name is Miss Donna Williams, and she is coming up to the platform to present about her organization or her business. Again, thank you so much, Ja. Definitely appreciate it. We'll definitely stay connected. We actually talked to the person from the Art League, so we got some things in the works. Yeah. So awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Am I on? Hey, Joy, am I on? I didn't hear my name.
Yes, I just said it. Yep, you're on.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Donna Williams. I'm the Executive Director for S2S Facts Incorporated. And just to kind of give you a little history of S2S Facts, we are a 501(c) nonprofit organization, and we are for ladies. And I say ladies because it's for ladies from age 10 all the way up to however old God blesses us to become. Our overarching objective is to embrace ourselves from a woman's perspective, and then mindset change. So it's all about really relationships. Our we call it our four thrust. Our fourth thrust that we, our mantra, if you will, that we go by throughout the organization is building our legacy through diversity, bridging gaps through diversity, inspiring friendship, empowerment, and community engagement. And you probably see that behind me a little bit, but that's what all of our efforts are built upon, all of our engagement and even programming is built upon. And it's for all women, regardless of your income background, your racial makeup, or any of that. It's ladies. It's ladies. We definitely bring about awareness on different issues that affect us all, because that's the thing with so much division, especially now in our world. We need to come together more instead of looking at reality TV or relying on reality TV to tell us what a real friend is like, or how we should act and behave. So within our GAB group sessions, we actually have real life dialogue amongst one another. We break off in age appropriate groups, and then we come back together to talk about what it is we discussed within our age appropriate groups. For example, when we've had a session on toxic friendships, we broke out again 10 to 12, 13 to 18, and then 19 on up. We talk about the differences in relationship, and then when we come back together, and it's always in a no judgment, safe zone. So what does that mean exactly? That means what's said there stays there. It doesn't leave anywhere. There's no opinions that does not matter. And there is not going to be, we can talk about it and we can even agree to disagree, but there's no one going to be ridiculed because of their position. We actually get a lot of different things out of those GAB groups, especially from an age demographic makeup, because this is a lot of times first time where some of the younger people are hearing that the older individuals may have some of those same issues that they're dealing with. For example, in one of our groups, and of course I'm not going to say any names, but in one of our GAB groups, we had a 55-year-old woman who shared her real life occurrence with a mean girl situation. So she had a mean girl situation at her job that she was experiencing, and she shared, because it was bothering her, she shared that. And one of the younger girls, I think she was like 11, and she said, "Oh, I didn't know old people have those problems too." So of course we all laughed about that, because how she said it. But then something remarkable happened. The younger people started talking about their experiences and how they've dealt with it or how they haven't dealt with it. So we got that camaraderie going on where we can share. It almost feels something like, and I don't know if I'm going to date myself with this or not, but it almost feels like your big mama talking to you and giving you, like, best practices to deal with some things. And nowadays, some people don't have that at all. We also engage on real life issues around suicide. We have a lot of individuals young people who have either thought about suicide or know someone who's attempted or tried or unfortunately succeeded. So we talk about those things. I've actually had training, and a lot of my board members have trained so that we can recognize, those behaviors and get help for individuals. But part of it is talking about those and not making anyone feel less than an individual because they've attempted or thought about it. Because what happens, and again, especially growing up in the Baptist church, but church in particular, a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, I've grown up believing suicide is a sin, right? So typically, if someone comes to us and say, hey, I've been thinking about suicide, it could be a close friend or family. Sometimes we would, the first thing that comes to mind is that, oh, really? Why? Oh my gosh, it's nothing that bad, and I can't believe you thought about it. So what just happened then? And I'm sorry, you guys can get off of mute because this is kind of like participation. You can answer questions of what you think. And I actually want one with this. Tell me, anyone, what do you think if someone comes to you or they come to me, I'm gonna use me, and they told me that, and I give the reaction that I just gave you, what do you think that person will do? Anybody? Anybody, somebody, everybody. What do you think? So they just told me, I thought about committing suicide. And I said, oh my gosh, really? I can't believe that. Why? What's wrong? It's nothing that bad. It's a sin. What do you think that other person would say? Oh, someone put it in the chat. Let's see. Oh, it went away. Joy, can you see the chat? I thought someone tried to put something in the chat. Well, it went away. So at any rate, you guys don't want to get off mute. So 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is that person is going to shut down. They may play it off and say, oh, I was just kidding or whatever. But they may actually go away from that conversation thinking to themselves, man, something is wrong with me. See, even Donna says, that's unheard of. Why would I do that or whatever? So now I've just made that person feel even more or less than what they normally would have felt. So that is always, and I say that to say, that's one thing that they teach us. If someone comes to you and say something like that, please do not make them feel like it's a sin or it's wrong or anything. Try to find out more information and get them help. Because that's what they call the cry out for help. That's them coming to you or me in this case saying, hey, I thought about this. This is my invitation for you to give me some help out of this piece. Okay. So shut down. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yep, shut down. I just saw your chat. Thank you so much for responding. That's exactly what happens. They shut down. So my point is, with S2S Facts, those are the real life type situations that we talk about within our GAB group sessions. It gives women and our youth an opportunity to really talk about what they feel. And we're always talking about self-compassion. So self-compassion is extremely important because a lot of times I can tell you, Jacqueline, I'm going to use you as an example because you answered the question. I can tell you that, hey, you know what? It's okay that you're not going to get that job, that you didn't get that job. Maybe it's better luck next time type thing. But if something happens to me, I may be hard on myself. Oh my gosh, I didn't get it. I'm no good or whatever. And those type things can help build up anxieties within yourself, build up even self-esteem issues. It's really not good for us. So we have to realize, that's why they talk about the mindfulness and the humanity of self-compassion, that's really understanding that we all make mistakes, right? We're not perfect. Well, at least I haven't seen that perfect person yet. I haven't met them, or what have you, but it's okay. Better luck next time. We'll do it better next time, or we'll get it next time. That's okay. And I always give myself a hug. I don't know. Have you guys tried that? Oh gosh. Oh, give myself a hug. Yeah. And it's okay to take care of yourself. So here's some things that some of the ladies always say when we talk about self-compassion. Well, I try to pamper myself and I do this, and so, it could be husband, sister, friend. They think that I'm selfish. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. All that is to me is thinking of one's self. Because as women, we're nurturers. So we're always trying to look out for others. We need to make sure we're taking time to look out for ourselves too, mentally, as well as spiritually, whatever it is your beliefs are, but physically as well, especially now during COVID. So self-compassion is something we always talk about and discuss as well. And I'm sorry, Joy, did you want to share your PowerPoint? We can't see it. Please go full. I will in 1 second. I wanted to kind of give a little bit of what the organization is about first. Give myself permission to feel. Exactly. I like that, Jacqueline. Jacqueline said, had to give myself permission to feel better. Isn't that something? But sometimes we have to do that. We have to actually, and that's the mindfulness, Jacqueline, I'm sorry, I just shortened your name. I hope it's okay. But that's the mindfulness part. Giving ourselves permission, right? To feel better about whatever it is, okay? And again, sometimes when you're having an issue, or if you think you're getting down on yourself, pick up whatever you like to do to make yourself feel better. Now, last week we did a session, it was virtual, and it was called Satisfaction Saturday. Satisfaction Saturday. And on Satisfaction Saturday, I actually brought in a yoga wellness instructor, and she taught us about breathing properly and things like that. And one thing that we did around the room is we all said, what is the one thing that satisfies us, right? What's the one thing that satisfies? So I'll ask you guys too to think of that as well. Remember, and you don't have to share it. I would love if you share it, but you don't have to. But remember that one thing. We had individuals talk about exercising, which is a really good way to not only relieve stress, but help you get out of that, I call it the funk, right? We had some people who like to dance, and one lady said, I don't know how to dance, I just move to the music. And that's okay, but it makes her feel better. Comedy, read a book. Now, I'm gonna tell you what mine was, and I don't recommend that you only do mine because mine is not the healthiest thing, but Haagen-Dazs Rocky Road ice cream. That's my friend whenever I need to pick me up. I know it's not a good thing, but I do work out and I have a trainer, so it kind of offsets. Yes, Joy, ice cream. I have another. Yes, has to be that Haagen-Dazs Rocky Road for me, though. Oh my gosh, I love it. But my point is that helps me, what I call, get back to me. Now, ultimately, it's my God and my Bible. Now, Psalms 27, my favorite. It always brings me back. But again, sometimes the ice cream helps as well. So yeah, watching a romantic movie or a comedy. That's nice, Jackie. Yeah, that's another good one. So find that satisfaction point. So that's kind of what S2S is about. And then the other part, we're always trying to empower each other and women in general. We even do a lot of things from an advocacy perspective. Now, we're not a political organization or a religious organization. It's really about the mindset change of women, so that it's okay for me to tell Joy if I see her and she's doing something really good, that, hey, Joy, you're doing a great job. You know, I'm so proud of you, XYZ, or to tell Jacqueline that, you know what, Jacqueline, that hairstyle you have is awesome. I love it. That outfit is great. And it's okay. Even if she's in the same industry or in the same business that I'm in, it's all right to give our sisters, regardless of the race, income background, or anything, to give them a compliment and mean it, or support them, okay? And be okay with that. I've worked in corporate America for so long, and this is why I believe God gave me this vision for S2S Facts. I actually witnessed a vice president of operations and director of clinical HCMS. They were about to get into a fist fight. You hear me? We were in the office. They were about to get in a fist fight. They were cursing, screaming at each other, so much so until all of our employees came out, was trying to figure out what's happening. It was then that I thought of, you know, and I've always worked with the underserved population throughout my career. And I've heard so many times that, oh, the poor, you know, Black and brown people, you know, if they knew better, they'd do better. And, you know, they're always, you know, conflict and fussing and fighting. And I thought about that. And these two women, a white and a Latino lady, they, and well educated, but might I add, you know, they didn't fit that underserved population. So I look at the real life, some housewives or whatever, I'm probably messing that up. But then I see those educated women, lawyers and things of that nature, and how they're behaving and making it seem like a friendship is this, as opposed to what I've always grown up to be as a positive friendship. And that told me there that the issue and the division that we have is not all about just the race and the income. We all have some mess that we can get through and that we can do better. Even with Facebook, sometimes you see different things on Facebook that's not very positive or what have you. So we look at those things just so that we can say, hey, maybe I'm going to start by taking the higher road each time, because not only will that look better, but it'll probably make me feel better. And if I have a child, especially a girl child, then now I'm going to teach her better. That's kind of the mindset change of what we're trying to do with S2S, which is S2S. Our vision and our goal is to become a nationwide nonprofit organization with chapters all over. So we're doing different work already, definitely in Georgia. That's where we're based. But in South Carolina as well, we're actually starting up a workforce development program. So again, we have different programs as well. Positive energy from the heart to another. Exactly right, Jackie. Positive energy from the heart to another. So I wasn't looking at time, and I've been known to talk a lot. So I am going to go ahead, Joy, and just kind of show you guys the full screen of the presentation I have. And this is really just a snapshot of who we are at S2S Facts and the things that we're doing. So bear with me for a moment, because Joyce said that you guys couldn't see the full screen. So let me fix that. And while I'm fixing that, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And Joy, if you don't mind, if I missed a question or a comment that someone has, please let me know. Okay. I don't know if that made a difference or not, because I'm not seeing any changes. Thank you, Joy. Okay. Are you guys still seeing half a screen? Joy, someone tell me. Okay. Screen at the bottom. Yeah, I have. I thought I did. Full screen at the bottom. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you, Joy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to let this play out. Sometimes it's a lag. So again, this is just a synopsis of the organization. I do have I didn't say this earlier, but I do have a teen advisory board as well. So some of the things that you're going to see, you'll see my teen advisory board, and that's like a mentoring program there. They actually have their own meetings. They organize their events. In fact, in June 27th, they had a youth quarantine rally, which was virtual. And you can go on our Facebook page and you'll see the replay of that also there. But they put those events together. Of course, a part of the teen advisory program, like I said, is a mentorship. So I kind of help and guide them through those things or what have you. But they have their own president. They carry on great. So this is some of them here at a back to school event where we gave back to school things away and then feeding program. That's actually our one of our board members along with our youth advisor there. Yeah. Some of our board members. Again, these are some of the teens that are part of the team. In fact, those two are my seniors. So they've graduated and going on to college this year. That's us doing things at the food bank. Another board member there. This is the suicide training class that I was just telling you guys about. A lot of our board members took that class and that training. Another youth. So where we were at the Women's Empowerment Piece in South Carolina. So us at the senior citizens home on Christmas, and when we were caroling to the seniors, and then again with State Representative Carl Gilliard and Buddy Carter, Senator Buddy Carter, at a food giveaway, as of COVID. That one on the left that you guys see is actually us at a suicide walk in Hinesville, Georgia. There, a young teen, her parents set up a foundation. And that's kind of us there. So again, that's pretty much what we do at S2S Facts. Right now, because of COVID, we're not meeting face to face. However, it's allowed us to engage many more sisters within the organization from all over, across the borders. They come and they enjoy our sessions, our GAP group. And the great thing about Zoom, and you all probably know that already, is that we have breakout rooms. So we're still able to do the breakout sessions with the Zoom technology and able to reach more women and ladies and girls and grow and share amongst one another, trying to make a difference. Not trying, but actually making a difference. Our GAB group sessions start back in September, but we are looking to launch what I call a diversity dialogue in August around women, business women, of different backgrounds or what have you. So you can look out for that. Our website is, I think all of that will be shared. It's just www.s2sfactsinc.com. And then please, guys, follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and it's just S2S Facts. Any questions for me?
Thank you, Ms. Donna, for your excellent presentation. Love the PowerPoint as well. You were showing the visuals of what you all do as well. I do have a question though. How can, or what does the partnership look like? So for example, I live in Charlotte and I know you live in a different state. So how does a partnership look like even in the midst of COVID right now? How can an organization like ours or any organization, especially within your area, partner with you?
Well, first of all, they can reach out to me either on my website or email, info@S2SFacts Inc. Or call me directly, and we talk about what type of partnership. So, for example, I talked about the yoga instructor, the wellness instructor that came on and did a little breathing exercise and session with us. She's actually from North Carolina. In fact, Joy, I meant to make sure I connect you guys. She's awesome, but she's from North Carolina. And again, through Zoom, we were able to partner to bring that and looking to do some other things as well. With Aiken, South Carolina, the DJJ there, our partnership is virtual. We talk about what the need is, and then we figure out how we can mesh to make an impact within that particular community or whatever it is. And then from our GAP group perspective, you just come on. If you're a woman, if you're a lady and you're at least 10, and we do have some 9-year-olds that come and join as well, but their parents, they acknowledge or consent because we have that real live dialogue or what have you. But we, as long as you're a lady, 9, 10 and up, join our GAP sessions. There's no, oh, do I have to sign up or anything of that nature to do that? No, it's for us. It's for us to communicate amongst one another and trying to, again, make some mindset changes to better ourselves. Great question. Great question.
Thank you, Ms. Donna. Yep, like I said, you can't see it, but on the Facebook, people are saying thank you so much for making a difference. You said Aiken, South Carolina, so you're not that far from us. So we definitely look forward to a continued partnership with your organization and also support her boots. Thank you again so much to all the presenters that were on for this morning. Also, special thank you to our poet, Mr. Josh Smalls, for lending his artistry this morning as well. So everyone, please stay tuned. We will take a brief break, and we'll be back with a very, very special guest. He's actually the first. And you're in South Carolina, so you may know who this is, Ms. Donna. But she's the first African American woman, and I believe the first African American to run for mayor for Florence, South Carolina. So Ms. Teresa Myers Irving will be joining us after we come up from our break. So again, stay tuned. Thank you again to all the presenters. We will take a break and we will be right back.
Awesome. Thank you all.
If you ever buy plane tickets, you should use Wikibuy. you.